It's Sunday, January 25th, 2026, and you are listening to Blue Lightning Daily, the show that is mostly hosted by humans but produced by a small army of automation that definitely has opinions about our microphone levels. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, this episode was made completely with AI tools, which means if Hunter suddenly sounds like he's narrating a nature documentary, just go with it.
Today's main story is Runway's Gen 4.5, and the actual headline is not AI video is getting crazy, its image to video is getting dependable. Like, dependable enough that you can do real storytelling and it doesn't melt halfway through the shot.
That's the bar now. Not wow trippy. It's, can the same character stay the same character for more than a blink?
Exactly. And the second part of the headline is distribution. Gen 4.5 is also available inside Adobe Firefly. That's not just a nice to have, that's where a ton of creators and teams already live.
Okay, Hunter, give me your sniff test. Because every model launch has the same vibe, cherry-picked demo clips, perfect lighting, one slow camera move, and nobody's hands do anything. How do you tell dependable from lucky?
My sniff test is, can it survive iteration? Like, not can it generate one pretty clip, but can you say, cool, now do the same shot but push in slower, and have her turn her head, and it doesn't re-roll her face and wardrobe like it's selecting a new skin in Fortnite?
Yes! The tweak detonation, where you change one word and suddenly it's a different actor, different century, different planet.
Right, and Runway is basically saying consistency is the feature, identity anchors staying put, wardrobe not mutating, background not doing that subtle, creeping nightmare crawl.
I'm obsessed with that phrase, identity anchors, because that's what creators actually need. If I'm doing a campaign with 5 variants, I need version B to look like it came from the same universe, not the multiverse of madness.
That's the practical win. Gen 4.5 is aiming straight at the deal breakers. Faces drifting, logos turning into unreadable hieroglyphs, hands doing elastic worm stuff. And no, it doesn't delete those problems, but if it reduces them, that's real production value.
Wait, pause. The logo thing. If a brand is listening right now, do not hear AI video is consistent now and think your product packaging will come out perfect.
Thank you. Branded geometry is still one of the weak spots. Exact silhouettes, typography, reflective packaging, eyewear, mirrors, that's still the danger zone.
So where does Gen 4.5 land, realistically? Like, what's the honest pitch to a skeptical director without going, trust me, bro, the sleeves won't melt this time?
I'd say this is a shot generator, not a full film machine. You use it for short, controllable clips that you can cut together, and the goal is fewer takes burned just to get something that isn't visibly broken.
That's a great line. Fewer takes burned. Because creators aren't allergic to doing work. We're allergic to doing the same work 20 times because the model can't keep a face stable.
Now, the Adobe Firefly angle is huge because the model improvements matter, but the workflow is what makes it usable. Tool hopping kills adoption.
And teams are like pathologically good at losing files. If there's a chance to mislabel something final V7, they will take it.
Firefly bringing Runway in means concepting and generating inside a familiar workspace, then moving into Premiere Pro and After Effects without the export-import shuffle. Less chaos, fewer broken handoffs between AI clip and real edit.
Also, approvals. If you're on a team, half your life is getting someone to sign off on a direction. Motion boards that actually move are so much faster than static frames in a deck.
Speaking of motion boards, this is where image to video is becoming legit. Like, it's not just a novelty layer between concept art and production. It's a middle step that communicates pacing, camera energy, framing.
And it's low-key a client mind reader. Because clients don't understand the vibe, they understand a moving shot. But let's talk about the Firefly constraints. It's capped at 720p, 24 frames per second, and you're choosing 5, 8, or 10 seconds. Is that smart realism? Or is that Adobe politely saying, please don't try to make a whole movie with this?
It's smart realism. And it's also a boundary that forces the right mental model. AI video is strongest at shot building right now, short segments you assemble. It's like, treat it like you're shooting coverage, not making one continuous take.
I agree, but I'm going to challenge you a little. Creators hear 10 seconds and immediately try to make it do a one-shot music video anyway.
And then they get mad when it falls apart during fast motion with occlusion, like hands crossing faces, hair whipping, crowds. That's still a weakness, even with better coherence.
So the real pro move is design around it. Keep actions readable, use cuts, use your editor brain. Don't ask it to do a Marvel hallway fight with mirrors.
Which brings us to the new bottleneck. If AI video gets more stable, what becomes the thing that slows creators down? Prompting, taste, editing?
It's humans requesting revisions. I'm so sorry, but it's true. When generation feels cheap, people do infinite tweaks. Suddenly you're trapped in, can we see one more version, purgatory.
Totally. The bottleneck shifts from can the model do it to can your team decide what they want. Taste and decision-making become the scarce resource.
And also, organizing. Like, congrats, you generated 60 clips. Now find the best 4 and make them match. That's not an AI problem, that's a producer problem.
Quick ecosystem check while we're here. This whole week has been screaming workflow integration. We talked about Adobe pushing Firefly tools deeper into Premiere Pro and After Effects, and also Firefly Foundry for enterprise custom models.
Yep, the vibe is stop making me duct tape this. It's less about a shiny model and more about governance, versioning, approvals, keeping brand consistency.
And OpenAI updated that ChatGPT Atlas research browser on macOS with tab groups and an auto search mode. Which sounds boring until you realize it's solving the same thing: tab chaos, context preservation, and fewer mental resets.
Everything is becoming anti-chaos tooling. Like, the real innovation is your brain can stay on the creative part longer. Okay, but we have to hit the darker side for a second, because it's been a weird week in AI credibility. We've seen stories like AI summaries allegedly claiming an officer turned into a frog in a body cam report, which is funny until you remember people trust official-sounding language.
That's the danger confident nonsense laundering. The system takes uncertainty and turns it into authoritative text.
So how do you design around that?
You force verification steps, you label outputs as drafts, you require citations or source attachments for claims, and culturally you train teams to treat it like autocomplete for ideas, not answers.
Yes, autocomplete for ideas is the framing. Because even stuff like AI advice contradicting itself mid-answer, it's not malicious, it's doing pattern completion, not truth.
Exactly. And on the safety side, when a chatbot randomly drops a hate symbol with no context, that's a reminder that safety layers aren't magic. They're filters, and sometimes the weird slips through because language is messy and humans are messier.
Chaos intern energy. Always.
Bringing it back. Runway Gen 4.5 is a practical step forward. Less drift, more control, better motion behavior. Not perfect, but closer to usable in a pipeline.
And the Firefly integration is the real power move, because it puts that capability where mainstream creative work already happens. That's how this stuff stops being a demo and starts being Tuesday.
All right, that's the rundown for Sunday, January 25th. Thanks for hanging with us while our fully automated production gremlins stitched this episode together with digital tape and vibes.
If our AI tries to turn Hunter into a frog next episode, just know it's experimenting.
Please subscribe and check out bluelightningtv.com for AI news, updates, and workflows that actually help you ship. Catch you next time.